bloody sun rises over the 10th world. In the past, you fought bravely, but Odin calls on you once more. Join the Top Podcast on the evening of November 30th, where we'll venture out into Valheim. Come and fight the evils that haunt this world, or just build up a massive base with us. Join us on Discord, links in the description for all of the information and where we'll group up before taking on those that will destroy Yggdrasil. Welcome to this week's episode of the Top Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Rob. Joining me are my friends Mike.
Oh, we're starting?
And Lou.
I don't think he knows what he does to my brain when he does those sounds.
I'll have to start calling him Sleepy Mike.
Is that a Republican joke?
It's just a joke, but we also have a fourth special guest with us. She's been on the pod so many times. She's loved by many, and she is my wife, Becca.
Hello.
Boo.
I used to say loved by many, hated by few. I was like, who's the few?
I was just going off the cuff.
I'm sure there's someone out there. I'm sure I did something stupid at one point, and now
She's
someone
been on the show enough times that she doesn't need to get a full introduction anymore anyway. You can just come up with whatever.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
I'm sure there's some North Dakotan you pissed off by driving the correct way, and then they're, going 10 miles
I
under.
drove the speed limit, and they're all really mad.
Yeah. Well, each week
I did go around someone driving 35 and a 55 on my way to work today.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm not surprised. And it wasn't like snowy or anything, so I don't know what's
Nope.
going on. But each week
They
we
were
like
just old.
to start off with an icebreaker. You got a question for us this week, Mike?
Yeah, I want to know who you voted for and why. No? No?
Take the
Okay.
I voted for the North Dakotan government to change the name of their institutions, for changing it from the School of the Deaf and Dumb to just the School of the Deaf and Hard of Hearing and that type of thing. That's what I voted yes on in my ballot, and I will proudly say it. Surprising enough, there was like 15% of people that voted no to changing it,
Like, when it literally does not affect their lives at all. It's like,
Such
if
a
you
North
care,
Dakota thing to do.
just don't vote then.
Right, that's hilarious. I did not vote. I found somebody who I knew voted completely the exact opposite way. And I was like, hey, you want to make a deal? And then we both didn't vote.
So then it was just
so you can't
the same.
complain.
You're right. I can't.
That's where my stance
shucks.
is. He'll complain about not being able to complain. What's your real question, Mike?
Oh, I thought if I also answered the question funny that we could force the question to be the question, but
Yeah, I also thought we were just doing that.
All right.
my real question is there one game that you have your fingers crossed hoping does not get picked this week?
Ooh.
Gosh, we're like some time.
I don't
Some
understand.
Metroidvania.
Like, what's a game that you hope somebody doesn't suggest to you because you already know you're going to hate it or something
Probably
like that?
something sim related.
It's true. He does not
That
like
is-
The Sims.
That's the only genre that I just tend to can't. Or Final Fantasy. I've tried so many times to get into a Final Fantasy game.
You played
And
Final
I-
Fantasy 15?
I hope there's no shooters on here. Shooters stress me out.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hold on.
Changing things.
I was gonna say I'm really glad that I asked this question because I had a floating fourth pick, and I was like, if anybody says something just right during this one, I can swap it out, and no one will ever know.
Also,
Did you actually pick a first-person shooter?
No, I didn't pick a fucking.
Also,
Hello?
Twice I've cussed on this damn podcast.
Lou, please.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I need a cigarette.
Yeah, go get your cigarette. But before we do that, I just want to shout out our top podcast survival pool has finally come to an end with where I believe Radomir 9, also known as the Intern, officially won, and we'll be getting a t-shirt in the mail. So thank you all for those who participated. Most of us were out by week 4 because that's just how crazy this season was, but I'm excited to do it again next time.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Intern.
And, shout out to Rob's father-in-law for making it so long.
He did.
It's true.
Who
Proud
did
of
he
you,
choose?
Dad.
Oh, he chose the Falcons to beat the Saints, which, to be fair, was a relatively safe pick.
Although the second I was like, they have a new head or like an interim head coach. He was like, oh really? I'd have done that differently.
Yeah, and the Broncos did not beat the Chiefs, so the intern kept on going.
Alrighty.
All right, Mike, what are we talking about this week?
This week we are doing one video game suggestion that we think the other person would really like per person. I have the title on my Google Doc as Games I Want Y'all to Play.
Summed
Nice.
it up pretty well.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, why don't you lead us off with you're picking a game for Becca first.
All right. So my pick for Becca is, and I did some digging. I made sure that she knew how to play a game with dual analogs.
It's rough, but she can.
I have learned. Hey, I've gotten better.
You have, but when you first got Hogwarts Legacy, oof.
That was just to engage in a little casual sexism. It was really fun watching women across the country learn dual analog just because of that game. Like multiple people in my life were like, I didn't know how, and now I do because of Harry Potter.
The Sims does not require dual analogs.
It does not. It just
All right.
requires me to drag the screen around with the mouse.
But my pick for Becca is Dishonored.
Heard of
Holy
this.
moly, Batman.
Okay. All right.
That's rough. I struggle with Dishonored.
So
It to her.
Dishonored is a first-person stealth game.
Okay.
That is kind of a shooter. Sorry.
It's
It's
only
not.
a shooter if you get caught.
Okay.
And it is save scumming is 100% an option in this game. So if you don't want to get
Okay.
caught, you can just back it up. And essentially, the game is you got back from a recon mission. You are the bodyguard to the Empress. The daughter of the Empress loves you, and then these assassins show up and they kill the Empress and they steal the Empress's daughter, and you get framed for it. And you escape prison, and you meet up with this resistance group that wants to overthrow the new regime that took over and like let you be the scapegoat for this murder. And also you are visited by this crazy magic person from another dimension who gives you the blink, the power basically from D&D, where you
Okay.
just you warp.
Yep.
And so you're able to proceed through the game, and you collect upgrades throughout, and you can either use your upgrade tokens that you collect to upgrade your stealth ability or your murderous ability. And so you have the option to go through and kill everybody and just be like this raging machine who just blows in and fights everybody, or this super sneaky, nobody even knows you're there, stealthy assassin. You also get the options. All of your every level, you have the option. You have a target, somebody you have to assassinate, and there's a non-lethal option throughout the game for every single one. And so you get all these. You get a bunch of choices. The story isn't hugely affected, but the end cutscene is different. And also, depending on, there's this plague going on that's carried by the rats. And so the more bodies you leave in your wake, the more rats will be running around throughout the city, and they can hurt you. So like there is this like they do this really cool element of like you can kind of feel the effects of your choices a little bit as the game goes on. And it's got a cool story and a cool twist and a cool environment. And it might be a little challenging, but I think you could get used to it. I think you might have fun.
Is there a difficulty mode? Or
Yes,
selector?
there's a difficulty slider.
See, that is very helpful for me because I like the story. The story sounds really interesting. So I like games where I can enjoy the story without having to be too stressed out about the mechanics.
Yeah. Also, it has a timeless art style where it's like, it's based off. It's kind of like a painting style. Like,
Cell
you think of
shading
like
almost, right?
yeah, you think of like a painting of a British naval officer,
Okay.
and like that style of painting.
Yeah.
That's kind of the art. That's kind of the style of the entire world. So like, even though it's an old game, it came out in like, I don't know, like 2012. It doesn't really age because the style is artistic and not trying to be hyper realistic.
I love games like that too. Like the art style and being able to enjoy the game visually is also very appealing to me. So.
And also, it's usually pretty cheap on Steam.
Yeah.
And you might even have it on Game Pass. So
You would do. It's a
Multiple ways to
Bethesda
play.
game, so you can download it for free on Game Pass. I know that for a fact.
there you go.
And the second one.
Well, consider me intrigued.
You write that down?
No, but I'll remember it because I have heard of that game before.
And also to any of our toppers out there, if you guys have a video game that you think one of us would like, or all of us, go ahead, drop it down in the comments, and we'll check it out.
Yeah, I think we should definitely do more hangout and game nights, even if it's just one of us playing a single player game and everyone else just hanging out in the Discord and watching. That can be a good time.
And be sure to check out the description. Mike is streaming on a Twitch, a Top Podcast Twitch, so go follow that.
I usually just stream randomly when I play. There's no set schedule. I'm just like, I'm playing Elden Ring. I'll stream this.
As well. Becca, you're up, and you're making a recommendation for Lou.
Okay. As I mentioned pre-pod, Lou was difficult for me to pick a game for, not because I couldn't think of games he would like, but because every time I texted Christian asking if he'd played a game I thought of, the answer was yes. So this
What were
is
some of those games?
Well, one of them has been moved to my pick for Rob, so you'll have to wait. But the other one was Stardew Valley.
Intrigue.
Nice. One was Stardew. I almost picked The Sims out of spite, and I did also forget that you had played Baldur's Gate for a hot second.
I was wondering why Christian kept asking me which games I play. I was like, why are you worried about me? Which games? Get out of here.
Yeah. But I did finally land on one, and this is with a caveat that I've not finished this game yet because I newly found it myself. But it is called Witchwood. Have you played Witchwood?
I have not, but I've done the research on it.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. So Witchwood is a crafting adventure game. It's set in like a gothic medieval fairy tale setting. So I would consider it a spooky, cozy game. Basically, you are this old witch that wakes up from a slumber that you do not know how long you've been asleep, and you are approached by a goat that tells you have made a deal with the goat, and you're like, I don't remember what this deal is. What the heck are you talking about? So goat takes you into this crypt, and there's a sleeping maiden that you have no memory of, and tells you that you have to collect, I think it's like 21 or 27 souls for the goat in order to wake up the maiden. And eventually you come to the conclusion, like he shows you the contract, and you're like, well, this person must be important to me if I made this contract, so I'll go and do it. So then you go off into the world, and you have to craft different items to complete the quests. And all the souls are like, each soul has its own like storyline. And it's a very like charming, whimsical game. The dialogue is interesting and funny. The art style and the music is amazing. And then it's fun because you get a bunch of like little mini stories, and the I don't know if you'd call it like the narrator voice or whatever, but the like way that the story is written is like very beautifully written, and very like fairy tale-esque. And I think you would enjoy it because it's got a good amount of story and fun gameplay, and it's like kind of goofy and whimsical. So yeah, that is my pick for Lou.
Can I just say? Oop, good timing. Go ahead, Lou.
Oh, I was thinking very nice. I have recently gotten to the cozy genre by reading cozy books and playing cozy games. And yeah, white women, they got their it's the pumpkin spice of video gaming, I think. I'm down with it.
Cozy games or Witchwood specifically?
Cozy games specifically, or just the cozy genre of things.
Yes. Cozy games are my favorite games. I'm a cozy gamer.
Cozification
with the occasional,
of things.
What?
The cozification of society.
Ah, yes. Yeah, I'm all about curling up under a blanket with my Steam Deck and a cup of tea. And yeah, that's how I like to enjoy
Can I just say, I don't trust that goat. I think he's lying to you.
I also don't trust the goat, but I haven't finished the game yet. So.
As soon as Becca said that, I'm like, is the goat the devil? Just right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Same.
I don't know.
Don't know. I haven't found out yet, but
yeah.
You know what they say? You mess with the goat, you get the horns.
Hooves? Oh.
You get the hooves. I actually did consider saying hooves too. So.
It's a twin thing.
Yeah.
One other thing that is really I like about Witchwood is it is like the perfect amount of like teaching you how to play the game and letting you figure it out on your own. So the tutorial is very limited, and then you sort of just have to like figure out what to do as you go, but they give you just enough hints that it's like very manageable to figure it out. So like it's a really nice balance of like here's how you play without holding your hand, which I enjoy. What were you going to say, Michael?
Don't trust the goat.
Don't trust
No.
the goat. Correct.
Oh, was that what you were going to say? Don't trust the goat. Okay.
That's just life lessons right there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially if you're playing Goat
if
Simulator.
we pick a
Did you know you can do goat yoga?
I think I've heard of that.
You do yoga with goats, and they're like baby goats, and they end
And
up
they
like
poop on
climbing
you.
on top of you while you're doing yoga. So
What were we gonna say, Lou?
if we pick a pick that the other person's already played, do we call them out or do we just pretend like
Just pretend.
we?
just pretend
Okay.
you haven't played
Sounds-
it.
Because I don't have backups.
Afterwards, we'll have a segment
Yeah.
that we call the bloodbath, and we just let them have it.
Yeah, especially if you hated that game.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Lou. Wow me. Sell me this game.
Sell you this game? Okay, so preference. I absolutely loved this pick. I love video games, and I love the people that I care about. And so something like this really like just what's the opposite of grinds my gears? Greases my joints?
Tickles your noodle.
Is that
Nope.
No.
it? Tickles
Copy.
my noodle? Oh. No, thank you.
Tickles your brain.
What do you get? You a sex addiction? You got a
There-
problem with sex? Sex? You addicted to sex? A sex addiction?
I was looking
You have
for
that
it.
saved? Oh
Of
my!
course I have
When
that
did we have
saved.
that one saved? Oh
How
my
about-
gosh! I gotta look.
An
Mike's had
hour
that.
before the pod was scheduled to start.
Okay, because I was like, I need to look up what we put down there. So I have 2 games per person. I have a
Oh.
game that I think you guys would like, and I have like a challenging game. I have a game that I think you would have to step a little bit outside your genre a tad to enjoy the game.
Interesting.
So-
Hit me with it.
All right, so your game that I think you would enjoy, that I also just cheated because I also looked at your Steam, is Ghost of Tsushima.
I toyed with that one.
I've already shown so much how much I love the game. I'll explain the game again if you need to. It's pretty much a game where you are a samurai, and the Mongolian barbecue. The Mongolian army. Sorry,
We do
it's
it
funny
on a
'cause someone
grill.
of us-
Yeah, that sounds painful.
You got a sex edition? I'm not quick enough. I have to add.
I had when I worked
I'll
at
do my
Bees
own
when
stuff.
barbecue, I had a shirt that said that.
We do it on the grill.
We do it on a grill. Yep.
You design it yourself.
No, that was a company product. That was given to me my first day.
Could you imagine, like working at Best Buy and be like, I like to do it on the computer. So yes, I think you would love this game. You're a trained samurai who is getting destroyed by the Mongolian army, and you need to just do dirty stuff to be able to save your kingdom, your island, and you know that your samurai ways is not like letting you do that. But you have an uncle that you're trying to save, and that you end up saving, and is hating the way that you are doing things, but that's how you saved him. And it the ending, if you like video games at all, or any type of Japanese love or the idea of cinema, the last battle on this game will forever be a masterpiece for me. It is such a beautiful thing, and I think if you play video games, you should play this one. So
I've thought
that's
about it, but I don't like katanas, so no, I'm just give you a hard time. No,
I
yeah.
mean,
I've
okay,
thought-
I mean, do your
I've been
thing.
eyeing this game, so it's a good pick.
It
Yeah,
also
good pick.
has I don't know if it's cross-platform. I hope it is, but it has a multiplayer mode that I would be super down to all play sometime.
So I don't think it's on Xbox, so I'd have to
Yeah,
get
it's
it on
kinda-
Steam, right?
You would have to get it on Steam, and hopefully, Cyber Monday you'll probably get it cheaper.
Oh no, Rob, if only you
then-
had a system that exclusively plays Steam.
I don't think him having to get it on Steam was the issue. He was just making sure.
That's a very
Well,
wife thing that you just did.
Here's the thing that happened. I'll buy it on Steam, go to play it, and then Becca will be in a Sims kick, so she'll just hog the computer the
Then
whole
you
time.
could play it on
That's
the
how it
system
works.
that we have that exclusively plays Steam.
Well, I don't know if it can handle
That time it
it's-
worked.
I don't know if it handled the Steam, or how the Steam Deck would handle it, because I know it's a pretty graphically intensive game.
It is a graphically intensive game. All right, and then my challenge, which I have also talked about on the podcast, is Disco Elysium. The main character kind of reminds me of Robert in a sense. I mean, the main character is also a drunk detective who has the ability to punch kids if you want
Fair.
to.
Okay.
Sounds like
yeah,
Rob.
Yeah, I don't. Nothing wrong here.
You do have the ability to punch kids.
Oh,
So
y'all.
To be fair, the kid
And
does.
the passion, even sometimes. I don't know. Maybe that's what I've heard.
Anyways,
Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Sorry, there's nothing I like more when we're doing a podcast than when Lou goes.
that should be a
You should
soundbite.
hear me. You should hear me in the bedroom.
whoa!
Ah!
I knew it was coming.
You got sex addiction? You got a problem with sex?
You know what?
Sex addiction or something?
I think me and Mike could just do the potty. You guys can go home. But,
We're already home.
that's a good point. I don't know what to say to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Disco Elysium. I think it's only a reach because you haven't played it, and I've never seen you play any of these type of games before. The murder mystery. I don't know if that's in like your genre. I'm not 100% sure, but also a beautiful story, beautifully done. The artwork is awesome. The characters I care about. Your sidekick or your sidekick, I guess, is probably the best well-written character of all time. I think this would scratch your writer version, your writer-ness of you. I don't even know how to say this. How do you guys
Your writer-
describe
Creativity.
your creative? I think this would scratch your
Creative
creativity, your creative side pretty well, and how the world evolves, how the world opens up to you when you literally wake up so drunk that you don't remember your own name, where you are, how to be a detective, and you have to learn how to do all that things again.
It's me in a different
beautiful.
world. Different life choices. I'd be there.
Yeah.
Well,
For
good-
half a second, I forgot that we switched over from Ghost of Tsushima. I was like, I do not remember waking up drunk in that game.
Well, good news for you, Lou. I actually bought this during the summer sale and have it downloaded. Just haven't started it yet. So
Nice. There you go.
it's a good
There you
pick.
go. Get to it, man. It's a beautiful game.
All right. I'm up next for Mike. I'm gonna start this out. I'm gonna call it like it is. The survival / exploration of Minecraft with the combat of Dark Souls. Valheim. Done. Next question. No.
I mean, I am very
Yeah.
intrigued.
So I went on Steam, just got the kind of the general consensus with them, and this one has the most reviews, but it's not the highest reviewed on my list, but it's at a 94% with 402,000 reviews, so it's pretty good. Like I said, it's kind of a mix of Dark Souls and Minecraft, but with a Viking skin over it. So one thing I think that Michael especially will like is that would draw him is the graphics, which seem to be kind of styled as a late N64, early PS2 game, but the lighting and weather effects make the game gorgeous. You are a Viking summoned by Odin to fight monsters in the afterlife. Each world has different biomes, and your goal is to defeat a handful of bosses using your skill and the resources around you. It has some sick guitar riffs during the more intense fight, which I know you're always a fan of the well-placed guitar riffs. One of the most common things I've read when people talk about this game is that people love about it how you start off with just a small shack, but you end up building this huge compound by the end of the game. And this game is still getting new biomes and updates, and it's only $20 on Steam. I've played it. I haven't played as much of it as I would like, so I haven't even gotten through one boss because I've just kind of been sucked away. But I would love to get a top pod server going sometime because you can play with up to 10 people.
Oh, very interesting.
I would be very interested in buying that game and playing it with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this could be it. This could be the one. This could be the hangout game.
Becca, I don't know if it would suit your style with the Dark Souls combat, but it's one thing I did because I also went and watched some reviews for this game, and there is like you level up as you go, so like us three could go and kill monsters and all that, and Becca could stay back chopping wood and like building up the compound. Like there's that need for someone else too. So
Lou,
really
buddy,
could work
I'm
for all of us.
sorry, but the moniker of the misogynist must be passed on to Rob.
Yeah, because women chopping down logs. Classic misogyny right there.
Keeping Becca at the house while the men go and fight.
As a man going
Where I
fight.
am perfectly happy to be.
I know my wife, Mike.
You're brainwashed by the patriarchy, Becca.
So comment down below if you guys be interested in a Valheim server. Maybe we can get one going during the holidays.
Also, that's just really fun to say. Valheim.
I don't think it's German, but I appreciate the effort.
I knew that was wrong, but I couldn't figure out why it was wrong. So I was gonna let it be.
It was the subtle Nazi undertones that gave it away.
Arn, I feel like Arn's...
Not all Germans are Nazis.
No, but I feel like that particular German was.
Arn, I
Isn't
feel
it
like
all
you...
Germans are not Nazis, but all Nazis are German, right?
No, not anymore. I heard all Republicans are actually Nazis, so
Yeah.
So they say.
I feel like Arn has played this game. Arn, let me know down below if you have. It seems like a game that'd be up your alley.
I'm changing the subject.
I've been trying to do an Arn shout out and get engagement, but you guys are over here talking about fascism. So
Is Arn 18?
yes,
Is he
Yes.
18? Is he an adult yet? Okay.
Wait.
Where's that hand pick, bro? I need everybody that's over 18.
That's
Give me a
really-
hand
I'm
pick.
positive about that.
yes, he is. He's senior staff.
You're not positive?
Yeah.
2 years
No,
at
he-
least, right? Didn't he senior
Okay.
staff twice?
Gosh. He's not still 15?
Nope.
All right. And also, Becca refused to send a hand. I tried to get her, but she was scared.
It felt weird.
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah. I'm not gonna fight for that one.
No.
That's kind of weird.
I was gonna make her do it. Don't have her brainwashed that much. Mike, what game do you got for Lou?
All right, my game for Lou. Oh crap. Sorry, let me pull it up.
I feel like a bell ball right now.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so my original game for Lou was going to be Spider-Man 2018, and he's already played it.
Yeah, that's a problem, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But
I mean, I have a life, guys. I will say. I don't want to keep.
Do you? Whenever I log on to Steam,
have a
there's
life,
always
I do-
Lou's playing Balatro or something else.
I will say. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
oh no, you're good.
Mike. To be fair, you do cut me off all the time.
That
But,
was exactly my thought. I was like, I cut people left and right by all means.
I will leave a game. If you go through my Steam, it says that I play like 400 hours of a certain game. I did not play 400 hours of the game. I just left it on running, and I just walked away, and then I never turned it off. But
Is that why you got so confused when you were playing the poker game and then I texted you know when to hold him, know when to fold him, and know when to walk away?
Yeah, I don't even know how I responded to that.
You
Did I
didn't.
respond at all?
Confused gif.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
Well, you
I
gotta
haven't
be
played
careful
games-
with gifts from Lou because we know that he sometimes just sends them by accident to the wrong number. So
I do. Wait, is that? I do
Most
this all the
embarrassing
time.
moments.
Oh my gosh, I still effing do that. I don't know
Nice
how I
save.
still
Nice
do
save.
it. Thank you.
How are you only specifically sending gifts to the wrong number?
Well, not the wrong number to people that I know. But the thing is that like I love gifts, and so
Amen.
I will communicate through gifts if I could. But so like it's like I will think about one. I don't know. Continue. I'm sorry. This is wasted podcasting.
No, I thought it was
Mike,
gold,
take
but so something we talked about on the pod a couple of weeks ago, I don't remember when specifically, was that the only Zelda games ever played are the new ones. Which is tough for me because that meant I had
Yep.
to pick which Zelda game to pick for Lou. And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and the answer came to me. Majora's Mask.
Is that the one
It's-
with the time limit?
Yes, it's the sequel to Ocarina of Time, which I do think you would love. But if I only could pick one Zelda game for you to play, I think Majora's Mask would be the one you like the most. The time limit is cool, and it isn't too stressful. Like when I always thought it would really stress me out. You get a ability to slow time down really quickly, and so
I did it. It didn't
It,
stress me out too much, so you'll be
yeah,
fine.
it's definitely not as stressful as you would think it is, but it provides just enough of a fire under you to keep you moving. And it's got a lot of the classic Zelda stuff that's in Ocarina of Time, but it also has just this incredibly vast array of side missions and characters that you actually get to know and experience more of a story than Ocarina of Time fully gives you. And I think it gives you all the things that I think you would like from Ocarina of Time, but I think it just has that little more uniquely Lucian twist to it that you would enjoy even more. But if you did want to play Ocarina
some
of Time, I'd be
point,
okay with that too.
Yeah, at some point I was like, I'm gonna have to play these games at some point because all of my friends like them.
Especially,
I do think you would like it.
yeah, this one definitely has like the most personality, like for like interacting with NPCs and all that. Definitely the most fleshed out, and each one has like its own story. And it deals with like a lot of like on the surface as a kid I didn't get it, but it deals with a lot of like deep stuff as well, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
My favorite
I would say it's
game-
the one that's closest to anime out of all of them.
That's fair.
Ooh.
I wouldn't say it's like anime, but it's the closest.
Now, if I could make a recommendation on that, if you can, find a way, I'm not going to tell you how, play the N64 version over the 3DS. There are some changes they made for the 3DS I think makes it worse.
I do have I don't know if the Wii works anymore, but for a while I had a Wii with Majora's Mask on it.
There we go.
I'm just gonna find the PC port.
Shh.
That-
We weren't going to say it. Allegedly.
You can't.
Allegedly.
Hypothetically-
We will find a
Nintendo, please.
legal way for him to acquire a ROM.
Hypothetically. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see those Asians do something to me. I'm not racist.
Is that a challenge? Intern phone Nintendo. Let them know.
Into a phone.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Becca, it's your
Yes.
turn to sell me a game,
So
which was
Rob
originally
was hard.
lose.
Nope. That's picking a game for Rob was hard
Copy.
for a different reason than Lucian, and that is because pretty much every single game I've ever played, I have already either shared from Rob or I got it from Rob. And so I already know his stance on it. So I just picked the game of a game I love that he hasn't played that I would love to play with him, and that is Undertale. This was my other pick for Lucian. And I, fun fact, thought about it for Michael and then decided I don't really think it's up his alley.
I've tried
Undertale
it.
is Undertale is an indie story-driven game that is, I cannot think of what it's called when your decisions make
RPG.
It's an RPG. Thank you. It's in a like old NES art style, and it has a kind of interesting combat mechanic. I don't think the combat is what is fun about Undertale. Undertale has a story that requires you to interact with the world and the characters around it to uncover. I think that's the fun part about Undertale is uncovering the story. You start as this child that falls down into the monster realm, and then your whole goal is to get out of the monster realm. But as you go through the game, you sort of discover things about why the monsters lived here, what is happening down here in this world, and it kind of has some good like subverting expectations about like who the bad guy is. The fun thing about Undertale is there's a lot of different ways to play it. Everything that you do affects the game, and you can play total pacifist, you can play total genocide, you can play somewhere in the middle. And Undertale remembers your past saves. So if you do something and then decide you change your mind, there are characters in the game that will know you did that. And so save scumming is not really an option in Undertale because the game will know. And I think that's incredibly interesting. So even though I love Undertale and I've played it many a time, Rob still has not. And so I would like to see him play Undertale.
Rip Sans. Am I right? And also, I'd like to say I do not support genocide, so I'll only be playing Pacifist Run.
I mean, the pacifist run is the run that gets you the most story, because when you go about killing people, you don't get the story out of them.
Lame.
But when you play the pacifist run and then the genocide run, I think it's like the best way to do it, if you're going to play both. But yeah, Lucian, did you like Undertale when you played it?
No, I hated Undertale.
You hated Undertale, really? Why?
Yeah. I played so it just starts off really bad. It just starts off really, really bad, where you're kind of fell in a hole, right?
To the monster
And
realm.
Yeah.
yeah, you fell in the hole, and there's like a flower that's trying to give you a hard
Mike
time.
just left. He's back.
So you didn't finish the game.
No, I didn't finish the game. I just
Did
yeah,
you
I didn't
even
finish
get
the game.
out of like the first section of the game?
Probably not. No.
Okay, that's fair. I will say Undertale does have kind of a grueling tutorial. The tutorial section of Undertale is not very fun.
It's freaking long, dude.
Yes, once you get out
It
of
is.
that and actually start the game, I encourage you to give it another chance, because it's very like silly and goofy, but it also has like a very like heart-wrenching emotional stories, and I think it plays the balance very well. And it also like is very self-aware and makes fun of itself a lot, which I enjoy. I think you would enjoy the humor in the game, and I also think you'd enjoy the story if you gave it another shot, but you don't have to.
It's a good thing you didn't pick that for Lou.
It is.
It's
Oh, I was
definitely
just
a game
pretending
that
like I loved
wanna
it.
like.
It's definitely what?
That's how I feel. I feel that.
What'd you
What
say,
did
Mike?
you say, Michael?
I said it's a game I want to like.
Okay.
And part of the reason I don't is because I'm blind and I just hate having to read video. Like reading,
Yeah, it
physical
is a
reading hurts my
very-
eyes on
yes,
like unless
very
it's just
dialogue.
massive text. And
Yeah.
so I'm just like, there's so much reading in this game, and
There
staring
is.
at a TV already drains my eyes. So it's like double pain.
One thing that I like, the way that I first experienced Undertale is by watching a playthrough back in my middle school Dan and Phil days. You don't have to watch the Dan and Phil playthrough, but I did. And so I still got to experience the story and the quirky wonderfulness of the game. And then I went and played it for myself. So maybe I'll convince Rob to do a playthrough with me, and you can watch it.
Maybe. We've started that before, but maybe
We
we'll
have?
finish it. On the Switch? Actually, on the Xbox. We've bought it a couple times when we were dating. For
I
that,
own it on pretty much every system that I can.
Yeah.
I think handheld, it's originally on the computer. I think handheld is better for the combat system. It makes moving easier if you have a stick.
The combat system was actually really creative for an RPG.
Thought it was the dumbest thing about it.
Good thing Lou's not recommending this game, but it's your time, Lou, to recommend a game to Mike.
Ooh.
Nice, Mike. I have 3 options because I don't know. I have so
It's
many
like
options.
Christmas.
Do you? It is like Christmas. Do you want me to? I could just give you 2 now and then give you the other one at the end. It's so funny that we chose this because like a month ago, I saw a first-person retro shooter where you are a priest and you're shooting devils in the face. And for the love of Christ, I cannot find that game. I've searched through the internet and I cannot find it. So I was like, okay. So Dusk is one of his favorite games. What can I do that's kind of like Dusk? And I came up with this game called Cultic. Cultic. It looks just like Dusk, but it is a first-person shooter that pays homage to Resident Evil 4, and that's a game that you are currently playing now.
Ooh.
And it looks just like Resident Evil. It has the same vibes, like weird townsy people, zombie-looking things. And like one of the first pictures is just with one hand you have a lighter and another hand you have C4. And I just think that'd be super fun. The movement looks pretty good. Yeah, because movement's like a big thing for you. So it's like nonstop. It's described as being nonstop action. And it's old school, just how you like it. So
This
that's my.
does look really. Oh my goodness! I'm excited.
That's yep. that is the game that I think you would like. Now, the game that I challenge you on is a game called Neon White. It's a pretty popular game. It's overwhelming reviews. It has 13,000 views on Steam. It is, I would say, it is a lot more challenging, and I would love to see you get addicted to this game because I think you're, in some ways, I think you have a little bit of perfectionist vibe to you. I don't want to call you a perfectionist,
He's a
but I think
perfectionist.
when you like something, you give it your all.
I do get
And I would
obsessed
love
with
to
things.
see you. Yeah, and I would. That's about to say it. And it is a speed run first person shooter. And while they treat it like your guns like cards, and you can trade out your cards to figure out different ways of movement. So if you have the pistol, you move different than when you have the sniper rifle.
Interesting.
And it's it's a pretty fun game.
The
And
art
then I have a
style
third one
looks
for you.
Very cool. Hit me. Bring it
Yeah.
on.
Right now, or should I
Yeah.
give it to that? Okay, my third one, which is kind of leaning more towards your love for Dark Souls, which I think you've heard in the past, but it's called Black Myth Wukong. Have you heard of that?
Black Myth, and I have not.
Wow,
No?
picking
Okay.
the
Have you guys
sexist
heard of Black-
game, Lou. Okay, I see how it is.
It's sexist.
Can't
How's
believe
it
you.
sexist?
Well, people complained that there wasn't a woman in it for a while, for like a good
Oh.
chunk of the game.
Wow. Wow. Did you have that triggered? Oh my gosh.
No,
You-
I've heard people complain, and people are like, it's based on a myth where that's the case. It's like,
I Well,
How dare
thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob,
I
for
passed
showing
my
light.
misogynistic mantle back to Lucian.
You got me. You got me, buddy.
Maybe
Just
we should
wait.
maybe we should set up a weekly Discord poll, and we can have people vote on who the misogynist of the week is.
Gosh.
It's Becca.
Yeah, it's definitely Becca.
You know, I do like
Uh,
a good misogynistic joke, I have to say.
All right, so Black Myth So Black Myth Wukong is pretty much a boss rushing game. It is similar to Dark Souls in a sense. It's challenging. What I love about it is that, and I never played it yet. I haven't played it yet. I'm looking forward to playing it. But it's RPG all the way. So you can design your characters any way that you want. It's very challenging. Yeah, it's just awesome. It's just like a really cool game. The scenery of it, and you got like a monkey staff, and yeah, it's cool.
It looks pretty sweet. It's by far going to be the most expensive of all the options.
That is also true.
It looks like it is still full price.
It is still full. It's a it's a recent game.
It looks sick.
That is why I have not played it yet. But it usually with games like this game came out like the people knew this game was coming out like 5 years ago. And usually with games like that where the publicity is like really popping before the game even comes out, usually the game sucks. And everybody has said this game is top notch, like game of the year contender for sure.
Let's see. Ooh, Eli's played it. Okay. Okay.
And if Eli's played
There
it,
you go.
I mean, it doesn't make it good, but we do like a lot of the same games.
there you go.
All right.
Sounds good.
Wow,
All
you
right,
guys
who
picking
am I going with? I'm
games I
going
gotta get
for
on Steam.
Becca. All right, Becca. First and foremost, I have not played this game. It's a game I found this past weekend that I bought.
Ooh.
It's on sale.
Ooh.
It's my lowest rated game at 88% with only about 17k reviews. It is from an indie game. It's called Celesta: Crown of the Magister. I wanted to go a different direction than your normal cozy games because I know, that's like your staple. And I know your favorite game of all time is Baldur's Gate 3, so I found kind of an indie version of it.
Okay.
Celesta is an RPG based on D&D 5e's open licenses, so you already know most of the rules and be familiar with the classes. And although they did add some of their own subclasses in there too. What does not, it's basically been described to me as just a light version of Baldur's Gate 3. Now, I will say it is what it sounds like. It is an indie game, so that it has a lot less people. So it's not quite as like, your options aren't going to branch as much as they do in Baldur's Gate 3 and all that. But that's Baldur's Gate 3 is more of the exception instead of the standard. So there's that. And I think it could help fill the hole that Baldur's Gate 3 left behind. And while it says on Steam that's not supported on Steam Deck, according to Reddit, it's very much usable on Steam Deck, and also offers co-op, so we could play through the campaign together. And last thing to add, but I feel like it's more for Mike and Lou, is they do have an in-depth dungeon editor where you can make your own dungeons and share them with the community. Right now, the base game is on sale for $8 on Steam, or you could buy the game with all the DLC, like I just did over the weekend, for $33.50.
Oh, I see. You don't want me to make
What's it called
mine.
again?
It's Solasta Crown of Magister. Solasta. Well, I know when you think of D&D, Becca, I know dungeon. You like dungeons, but not like your favorite thing. But I know like Mike has expressed he likes like building dungeons and like didn't the Link's Awakening had a dungeon editor thing that you seem to like?
That was disappointing.
Okay.
I wanted it to be good so bad.
Well,
it could have been awesome.
Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot of good things about that. So it's also cross-platform. So if you guys got it on PlayStation or Xbox, whatever, we could still play a campaign together.
Ooh,
All this to say,
nice.
Becca, I think we should start up a campaign.
Give me the game one more time.
Solasta, Sol, as in your D&D character, Solasta, and the Crown of the Magister is the base game.
I got it.
It is also $9 on PlayStation at the moment.
Bam.
Add-ons. And all the add-ons are also discounted.
Mm-hmm. It is cheaper to get the light, something light bundle. I did the math to make sure, because sometimes it's actually not cheaper to get the bundle, even if the bundle's discounted. So
I'm just not seeing a bundle, but I'm looking.
that's true. That's on Steam. I don't know what it's like on PlayStation.
Right.
All right. Well, Mike, we're in our final round, and you're pitching me a game.
All right. I will say, I think you'd really like Hollow Knight if you tried it. But you specifically said you don't want a Metroidvania. So my pick for you is Tunic.
Oh my gosh! I thought about doing Tunic.
I've seen.
I thought about playing that game.
You would definitely want to
Darn
use.
it.
Becca would definitely need some of the. It's got an extensive options in terms of difficulty, and there's you can drop the difficulty to the point that Mackenzie was very comfortable playing it, and have it cranked up to the point where I found it to be a really good challenge. But essentially, it's a throwback to old school 2D Zelda, like honestly to the original Zelda. What's the word? Isometric, right? So, angled but locked camera. And but the combat is kind of D&D combat. Like D&D, excuse me. It's kind of Dark Souls combat. Like it's iframes, dodge rolls, Z targeting, even within the isometric. And what makes it really cool is it does not explain the controls to you at all.
It doesn't explain anything to you.
No,
right?
you just get dropped in and you go. And
You can't even read.
as somebody as somebody who knows how to, like, you've played enough games, you'd be able to really quickly do the basic, like, you don't even think about it. You just figure out what the controls are. But you start collecting pages to what is the it's the digitized copy of the original owner's manual to the game you're playing. And it has the map on it and little like hints towards how the game actually works. So as you're exploring, you not only find new abilities that'll let you travel, very much you follow that Zelda path. If you find the dungeon, you get the item, it opens up new areas. But you also learn the secrets of how the world actually works as you collect these pieces of the book. And it's fascinating. I got to the point where I was challenged out and was just like, I don't feel like pushing hard and really Dark Souls in, because I wasn't in a super hardcore gamer phase at the time. But it's one where, as somebody who's played the Souls games, you'd be fine with the challenge, and I think you would really enjoy the Zelda-like mystery that comes along with it.
Yeah, I've seen this and I always thought about picking it up, so let's give it a
So
try
have I.
sometime.
But I really think you'd like Hollow Knight.
I thought you were going to pick Hollow Knight for me. I was convinced.
I did. I switched. I had Hollow Knight for everyone except Lou, and only because I knew Lou had already played it.
I don't know. Maybe I'll give Hollow Knight a try sometime. It's just I'm not a big Metroidvania guy, so.
And honestly, most of the things I would say about Tunic are applicable to Hollow Knight. It's basically 2D Dark Souls.
Mhm.
And while there is a lot of platforming in it, the way the upgrades work, it's not so like with, I know you don't, because you don't like platformers, but I would say that like Mario is the prototypical platformer, obviously. And in that game, both the fun and the challenge is derived from platforming. Whereas I would say in games like Hollow Knight, really platforming is just something you do to get around, and the upgrades specifically in Hollow Knight are designed to make platforming super easy. And so it's not like the challenge comes from the platforming, even though there are some points where there's some really cool movement-based platform challenges, but they're like just located to this one challenge. You makes it so that moving, you just feel like a god. And it's like, this isn't even platforming anymore. This is just me zooming through the world. And so you get a much bigger focus on the exploration and the combat. And the boss fights are just so good. It very much is 2D Dark Souls. And I think you'd like it.
Okay.
But I also think you'd like Tunic, and I think you'd probably like Tunic more.
Cool. Becca, what do you got for your friend that you grew up on the same street?
So for Michael, I did contemplate picking Baldur's Gate 3, but I figure he's heard enough people tell him to play Baldur's Gate 3. So I actually went with a game that I newly picked up. It is called Tiny Glade. Tiny Glade is a cozy sandbox city building game where you construct castles, ruins, and other buildings in a medieval art style. And the thing that I have enjoyed about Tiny Glade is it has incredibly simple controls that when you look at them, it looks as if what you are going to be able to build will be very limited. However, I have seen some of the builds that people have done, and they're incredibly complex and super detailed. And so it really is just a very basic set of controls that when you manipulate them together, you can do a lot with them. It's very intuitive. It's super easy to pick up, and I think that you should try playing a game where there's no goal and you are just chilling and being creative, and it is the epitome of a cozy game. And I've enjoyed it. I find that I don't even go in with like a plan. I just start putting buildings down and moving them around, and then it's almost like the diorama that I'm building kind of creates itself as I'm going. And I'm inspired, and I'm trying new things, and I'm figuring out like, oh, I can do that with this control. And I think it would be a fun combination. I think that the building style is kind of more like The Sims as far as just like the mechanics go, not like the art style or anything. Where like you point and click and drop and drag and stuff like that. With more of the art style, the medieval style of like Minecraft and the creativity that you like from Minecraft. So, and I think it's a kind of game you've never really played before, so I think you should give it a shot.
It's what, $12, $13, right?
$13.
It's pretty affordable. The art style is absolutely. You guys all nailed the art style picks for me. Just saying. I take offense to the idea that I've never played a game without a goal.
Name one.
Minecraft.
Yeah, but you know what you always do? Create a goal for yourself.
All right, give me the crown, Lou. Just like a woman to say that, Becca.
Oh my gosh, he took the crown. He took the crown.
Snatched it.
She's like, here's the goalpost. Oh, right down the middle. Let me just bend that thing on a full right angle. I've played games, and to be fair, every game without a freaking goal is a game where you end up creating goals for yourself.
Okay, fair. I did not mean to offend. I just
I'm
meant
not
to
actually
say
offended.
it's unlike other games you've played.
It is, yes, it is
cozier, more relaxed.
more often than not I play games with goals. Although I will say a short hike
not really a goal in that game. There
I
kind of
do
is.
love a
It's just
short
the top
hike, and
of
I
the
do
mountain,
think it has a similar
Yeah.
chill vibe. I thought about a short hike for Lucian as well, but I didn't have enough time to find out if
Oh.
you played it.
Oh, you don't like a short hike, Lou?
Oh no, I'll explain later.
All right, sounds
Okay.
good. Well, Lou, it's your last chance. You're gonna sell Becca a game. What game
Nice.
is it?
So it's definitely not going to be a short hike because I think some of you already played that, and I wasn't kind enough to text the significant other
Oh no!
what games. What
No,
games?
it's a short hike.
No, I mean I have like 4 or 5 games for all you guys. So
Oh, you only gave me 2. Wow, I see.
I only gave you 2 because I thought I was trying to
That's okay.
respect the rules.
That's okay.
I will give you to I'll give it to you at the end.
Thank you.
If you give me time, thank you. You're
Alright.
welcome.
You gotta build up to it. Huh?
All right, so a short hike was the safe pick that I hope that she didn't play. You can let me know now if you played this game or not. But the safe pick I picked for you was called Bug Snacks.
No.
Have you played that game? No.
Yeah.
All right. So
Bug
snacks. Bug Snacks. Yep.
Okay.
Bugs and snacks.
I like
So-
both of those.
There you go. So the idea of the game, I'm just gonna how it's written. It's you catch mysterious living snacks and feed them to your friends in this unusual land of adventure.
Ooh.
So I just bought the game because I really needed something chill because my life has been stressed out, and I was like, I want to play. I also like Pokemon like things, and I like snacks, and so this is kind of the happy of 2 things. So what I think you would like the most, outside of how cute the design of the characters are, is that there are really fleshed out characters that you just can't help but love, and
like
there is like and there's like a sense of design too, so you can design your fort or your place the way that you would like. I don't think it's very in detailed, but it is like a thing, and yeah, I think it's just generally cute, and you can play it on the Steam Deck. The challenge game that I'm pretty sure you never played, but I am interested in how you would feel about it, is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Ooh.
Red Dead, and I was enjoying it, but I'm bad at shooting.
Yeah, okay. Have
She
you
made it
so
through
you
the
played
first
Red
day.
Dead?
She made it through the
Oh,
first
you-
day. Not even the prologue,
Okay.
just the first day.
Okay.
But I did like it. I just didn't have the energy at the time to learn mechanics for a new game.
Gotcha. I was trying to think of like the safest, easiest shooting mechanic that had really good story. And I think you would really love the story of Red Dead. It is such a beautiful world. And outside of a handful of shooting things, once you really get into the story, you could pretty much not shoot anything, right? For a little bit. You shoot like a handful of characters. But it's pretty much a point and click, right? It does the aiming for you.
You would
Right.
think.
Okay.
It tries to do the
Okay. You know, that's fair.
My analog stick skills were much worse at the time, though.
Have you ever played Unpacking?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Fucking love that game. Oh, so sorry.
Ooh, Becca.
Ooh.
Becca.
Ooh,
Shame.
Hold on,
Becca takes the
hold
crown.
on, hold on.
Becca takes the crown.
Love that.
God.
Love that.
Okay. And then one more. I have one more. I'm sorry, I'm stealing the show a little bit. But you ever played Cult of the Lamb? I don't think you'd be good at it. I think it would be I think it would be a very hard game for you. But
Okay.
there's a part of the game where you're a cult, and you have like a cult of like cute little animals.
Lambs?
No, not just lambs, different kind of animals. And you're in charge of like keeping these people alive. And there is a pooping mechanic that you have to clean. If you don't clean the poop, they'll eat the poop. And for some reason, watching you watch your little cult animals eat poop would make me so much joy. It would bring me so much joy.
What?
It would bring me so much joy to be like, don't eat the poop, you damn bleep. So, that's it for me. Cult of the Lamb.
Okay.
Give it a shot. Make Robert play the hard parts.
Okay. I can do that.
Well, I need to.
Don't be weird.
I need to
don't
learn
be
how to
weird
play
about
the game first. So.
Robert, you've been playing games long enough. You'll be all right.
I don't know, man.
You're a man, aren't you?
The
The crown. I got the crown.
I don't know why you're fighting for it.
My crown!
Effing know it, big dog.
All right. I got a pick for Lou. This one is the highest the highest percentage of recommended. It's at 95% recommended out of 57,000 reviews on Steam. It is called FTL Faster Than Light. You heard of it at all?
I have not heard of this, and I know all games, and I've not heard of this.
Well, really, because this was like, it came out, I think, 2012, 2014. It's somewhere between there. It was big at the time. It's a spaceship building strategy roguelike. You are in charge of a ship and its crew. With each run, you have different upgrades, crew members, and events, and it's up to you to escape the oncoming unstoppable alien swarm that's chasing you. My goodness. Each run is different and offers unique rewards and challenges. On the surface, it appears like a pretty straightforward game, but it doesn't take long to realize how deep some of the systems can go. One thing that is great that most roguelikes don't offer is that you can pause the game at any time and come back to your save whenever you want. And really the best part about it is not even on sale. It's only $10 on Steam, and it should be able to run on any modern PC. And I just think you'd really like it. It can be very stressful at times, but I think it's right up your alley.
You think I got a cheap PC? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying if you do, you could run it.
That's fair. Just because I built it? Sorry, not everybody can afford a pre-build. Sorry, thank you, Robert. I really appreciate that.
I redact it. Don't play that game.
Listen,
I
some
think
of
you'd
us-
really like it, and I hope you never play it. No.
I think. Nice. I have other games too that I want Robert to play.
I
But
have a couple
whenever.
honorable mentions as well.
Have any of you guys played FTL?
I haven't even heard of it.
Okay, I know
Me
some of the Spring Arbor crew were big into it, like BZ and that kind of that crew. But yeah, early Steam, just popping off. Well, Lou, what's your honorable mentions?
My honorable mentions. I don't have any other honorable mentions. Oh, because I already said all of them to everybody else. But other than Robert, Divinity Original Sin 2. It
Zach
is
and I are starting to play it. Well, the first
Nice.
one, but we stopped.
The first one absolutely sucks. I tried to play the first one. I could not get into it. But the second one, it is very close to D&D. I mean, it's made by the same studios of Baldur's Gate. What I love about this one is that the character creation, like the classes, are a little bit more simple, and you don't have to worry about. You know how like you can only have to have so much charisma, you can be like a sorcerer per
Mhm.
se, but you can give anybody any type of spells, kind of in a sense. It's a little bit weird. I'm not explaining it very well. It's fun, and I really like the verticality. You can really change the height differences in your fights, and that helps a lot.
Mhm.
And then I would really love you to play Last of Us Part
No.
1. I understand.
I hate the controls. No, it's,
I understand.
why do you,
I get
okay?
it.
Go, give me your pitch.
Oh, my pitch? I knew you were gonna say. I knew exactly what you were gonna say when I said it. That you didn't like the controls of it. I
VR
don't even.
version.
Is there a VR version?
I imagine it controls differently. Is all.
No,
That's
well, it's on
true.
the PC now, so I'm sure you can swap the controls. But originally for the PS3, you could not.
You could not. So that was going to be the other pitch. Is that hopefully at PC you can switch the controls. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but I think it's a beautiful story. You loved the TV show, right?
Haven't watched it.
I loved
Oh.
the TV show.
Okay. Mike loved the TV show.
Mostly.
Okay, the gay episode was the hard part for you, or
Yeah, but
Ron
it had nothing
Swanson?
to do with the gay part. Like, let's get that very clear. I just had some strong opinions about spending a whole episode on characters that were not the characters I had just been sold on.
But it's Ron Swanson,
And-
right?
it's
Ron
Ron
Swanson crushed it in that role.
He did.
And then I also had some opinions about the relational validity of some of the things that were said between certain people in that episode. And I did not feel like my takes were given a fair shake because the characters happened to be gay. Everyone was
gay.
like, "No, you just don't like it because they're gay." I was like, "No, I actually think that there's some
Who are you hanging
relational
out with?
issues that
People.
Kyle and Drew and Mesa from Screams Memes and Streams and Memes.
Find out on the Four Horsemen YouTube channel.
Yeah, they're on Four Horsemen. They haven't posted in a while, but they did. They were doing a TV and movie podcast that was pretty good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did
and
you
then
play
Eli
the
from
game?
Four Horsemen. I did not play the game. I was the voice of someone who had only watched the show.
Gotcha.
When we discussed it.
I think because the character in the game is completely different than the character in the TV show,
Mhm.
and I think that kind of that character is a well written in the TV show than in the game. So I think I got away with a lot of stuff because of how better it was written. But yeah, I would love Robert for you to play the first one, and then the second one, the controls. I believe you can say whatever you want with the story. The controls in the second one run so much smoother, and if you see other people play the game, they can do some really cool stuff with it. So
Cool.
there you go. That is my pitch. Oh, and then I have one more. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Tell me to shut up whenever you want.
You're good.
Shut up.
Okay. That's it. That's it for me.
Oh no! Don't actually shut up. It
No,
was a
okay.
joke.
Okay, one more. One more.
You told me to.
One more for, and I'm not 100% sure of, but one more for Mike. This game completely took the gaming community by storm. It's called Nine Souls. It looks a little like I will say it looks a little like Halo Knight, but I don't think it plays like Halo Knight.
Halo Knight?
Hollow Knight. Sorry, Hollow Knight. Ooh, sorry.
You said
Sorry.
Nine Souls.
It's called Nine Souls. NINESOLS. It has a beautiful art style. It's kind of like it's pretty much like a 2D Dark Souls, and I cannot wait for it to go on sale so I can play it. So
Looks pretty sick.
it does.
All right, Becca, what do you got?
I have 2 honorable mentions that aren't really aimed at any specific person. One of them is called Mail Time. I think Michael would enjoy the mechanics of Mail Time a lot. I'm not entirely sure he'd be interested in the story at all. You are a tiny, like pixie-sized mail scout in a woodland sort of area, and you're just going around delivering mail to people. But because you're tiny, you have to like navigate the world that is huge around you. The art style is really cute, and I just think it's a fun game, and it's a very short game. I think it's like 3 hours long, so it's not a long commitment to pick up and play and enjoy. And it's very wholesome and cozy, and I think that it's a fun, like, I think the mechanics are really fun, and I think any of you would enjoy that part. The other game is Good Pizza, Great Pizza. You own a pizza parlor, and it's very much people come in with orders, and you make the pizza that matches, and it is just a very relaxing game.
Sometimes
the art
you get
style and
stressed out at some points.
Okay, here's the thing. It is fun because they come in and they give you really cryptic orders, and you have to kind of puzzle out what pizza they mean. And you unlock different ingredients as you go, and it is just, I think it's a fun time. And it's not really aimed at anyone in specific, because I don't know that any of you, it'd be up any of your alleys specifically, but also it's usually pretty cheap and fun.
Yeah.
So,
Also, you can, Lou, sometimes make bad pizza in that game, so I don't know if you'd like it, because you don't believe in bad pizza.
Well, no, it's not that it's bad pizza, it's that it wasn't the pizza the person
Well, you could
ordered.
burn it, can't you?
Yeah,
put
I
it through-
guess, if
yeah.
you ran it through the oven like 4 times.
Is burnt pizza bad pizza? Because
Yes.
I don't know. It is bad, but like it's because you made it bad, not because it was bad itself. It's more of like a religious thing.
All right.
Well,
Any other, Mike, you got any honorable mentions?
Yeah, Becca, have you ever heard of a game called The Binding of Isaac?
No.
Oh my god.
Ooh, isn't that a bullet hell?
That's
I don't know about that one.
so insane. Oh my
You would
god.
absolutely hate it.
That's a terrible
No.
suggestion. Don't ever look that game up. It's so funny. I just thought of this. It has nothing to do with like you, Becca, but it seems the games that you like remind me of like TV show, like kid TV show game, like movies or TV shows. That like, what are you playing? Oh, I'm playing Good Pizza, Bad Pizza. You know, like
Good pizza.
Does
Great
that make
pizza,
sense?
Like the
Please.
titles.
Good Pizza. Yeah, just the titles are like, what game are you playing? Oh, Bob, let me play a little bit more of Mail Time. I want to play a little bit more of that.
Cozy Grove.
Cozy
I,
Grove.
Tiny
will say,
glade. That's
though,
what it is.
Cozy
Becca.
Caravan is a lot of
Tiny
fun.
tiny glade. Glaive. That's what I was
Tiny Glade.
Not the weapon
The big bad in Binding of Isaac is actually your best friend's mother, and I think
Oh,
you would
my.
really
Oh, boy.
enjoy being able to.
Beat her up.
That is
Yeah.
so rude. That is so rude. That is. She goes to my church. Now every time I see her, I have to think of her foot.
All right. Last thing I got is
I would just like to
Balatro-
point out that while it was rude, at no point did he argue against the validity of the statement.
Oh boy, we should stop talking about this on a podcast that goes on the internet.
I would just like to recommend Balatro to anyone that hasn't played it. It sounds weird that it's a poker roguelike, but it's fantastic. Look it up. You can go on my YouTube channel. I got a link in the YouTube thing here. I'm going to be posting a video about it soon, but go check it out. Becca, you got anything you want to shout out or anything when you're with your time here?
Nope.
All right. Well, thank you for being on our episode this week. Next week, we're doing something a little different. We're going to be scouring the internet, where the intern's going to be just freaking locked in his office.
He's got nothing to do now that he
Yeah.
won the poll or the survivor pool.
It's true.
Though, so.
He's done running the numbers there. So he's going to get us top 5 lists, and we're going to either call them top or slop. But with this, we'd like to hear from you guys. Give us a top 5 list. It can be anything. It can be top 5 pizzas, top 5 pizza flavors, top 5 games, worst 5 games. Whatever it is, leave it on our comments below or in our Discord, which you can find in the link in the description. And we'll try to go easy on the topper submitted ones. But we will not hold back for any internet-related ones that the intern finds out.
And I will say, if you're going to submit a list, go negative, because those are more fun for top or slop.
Yeah.
And you can give us a
There's more
description
room to
too.
debate those. Yeah.
You can give us
Yeah,
a couple sentences or whatever. We won't read
You are
off the
allowed
whole
to defend
novel.
yourself.
I have a suggestion. I thought this format was really fun, and I think it'd be fun to do something similar with books.
Ooh, it
It
could be
doesn't
fun.
have to be me. You can pick someone
Also,
else.
at some
Yeah.
point, we do need to do Harry Potter 2, now that Lou has caught up.
That's true.
Dude, I'm
Solution.
busy the next month and a half with Cosmere stuff.
You could take a break.
It's like an 8-hour book. You could do it in a day.
Stormlight 5 is 6 hours, dog.
So it's one day that you don't listen and you listen to Harry Potter instead.
Nope, I gotta finish it 'cause it's gonna be spoiled. That's what
By
you have to look
who?
forward to, Luke. 'Cause the internet, dog.
Just stay off the internet.
Okay. This is 2024. My goodness.
Yeah.
Who do you think I am?
yeah.
If I stay off the internet,
why are
this
we
pod's
letting
not
him
getting
turn this on
posted.
us?
Do you want this pod posted, Becca? Then I will stay on the internet. I'm doing it for the toppers. Anyways, time for the end this marital spat. If you guys are watching on YouTube, give us a like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what your favorite games that you like to play and some that you'd recommend to us. If you're listening on you messed me up, Becca. This whole thing, Spotify or Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star review. Leave a comment down below. Love to hear your thoughts there as well. Other than that, hope you guys have a great week, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.
What,
Bet your
you
Mike's
get
gonna
sex
play.
addiction?
Yep, I was about to say, bet your Mike's gonna
He
play
called
the
it.
sex addict thing.
He called it. He called it.